Hello everyone, and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 3 Focused PvP. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Alright, Mr. Joey, what do you have? Okay. You do that, I do this. There we go. Enough of your spam, sir. Not in the mood for it. So, a lot of you guys probably already noticed, we are using the Sunlight Straightsword. Just because it's not a very common weapon, you don't see it terribly frequently. On top of it, we are also using, or rather with it, we're also going to be using the Rotten Ghru Spear. So that'll be a good time. Of course, a Leo ring, because why not? I've got the composite bow on as well, just because. Other than that, you'll also probably notice that I lost all my souls. And that was just simply a matter of me being lazy, actually. I was streaming the other night and invading, and I don't like invading so much, but, you know, it felt like it was a good time for it, felt right. So I decided to do it, and you have a nice little bit of lag. Basically, I just didn't feel like going after my souls after I died. Simple as that. So I didn't go after them and let that 200 some odd thousand souls just fade away. Is my attack rating with this really almost 500 when I buff? Wow, that's stupid. Okay, out of curiosity, we're gonna lose a little bit of our health, a little bit of our stamina, just to try it out with this, because attack rating as is, no buff, is 476. I'm curious how high it gets, and I feel like it could be interesting. Can this weapon be buffed? Wow, this is a really good weapon. It's got a double B scaling when it's just +5. Shame it's not double A anymore, but that's fine. Look, what is that? Is that a rapier or is that a katana? That's an S-stock. Bye, friend. Straight swords, though. Gotta love them, guys. You gotta love them. Pretty easy to use. And with this thing's damage going up to 531 attack rating, oh my god. That's kind of disgusting. And the ability to get the Leo ring hits with that. Thrusting attacks dealing the extra 40% as is. Ouch. Ouch. It's painful. Doesn't have the R2s that I like, although I'm not shocked by that. Broadsword R2s are fantastic because you actually run your opponent down with them. I haven't actually messed around with the broadsword terribly much in PvP yet, though, in this game. Didn't I just fight you? Get the buff. No? Alright, let's go back and get some more Ashen Estus so I can keep buffing. This is silly. This is just silly. This weapon's good. And on top of all that, you can buff it as well. 531 attack rating, pure physical isn't enough. Gotta optimize. I really should have some actual pine resins. It would be a smart thing, because there's a lot of opportunities that I have to use them. Just because I have that sort of mentality, if someone that I'm fighting against buffs, I'll buff against them. But I don't carry them in this game. I just haven't spent the time to go and buy them. When I reset this save, I'll probably spend the souls that I have to go do that. I do need to reset the save soon. I'm running low on embers. But when I do that, I'll be back up to 95 embers, and then I will go from there. So what do you have? Ah, nice. I knew the character's name was Artorias, but I didn't expect this. I approve, sir. I approve. No third, that's fine. That's worth the trade. Okay, good hit. Gotta give credit where credit's due on that one. Yeah, I shouldn't have rolled when I got the guard break on him. That was my mistake. And I ran into too many of his swings. That's what you get for being aggressive against a great shield with a weapon that really can't deal well with it. That's fine, though. My own fault. That's what I get for being impatient. I should have spent more time kicking. I should have spent less time running face first into swings. You know, normal things. Still, that jump attack that I got on him, I'm thinking that, like in previous Souls games, jump attacks that cause a downward stab like that, I'm thinking that those count as thrusting attacks for a Leo ring counter. They worked in Dark Souls 1 in that fashion. I'm assuming it works the same way this time around, because that just makes sense. They borrowed so much from Dark Souls 1. I would be shocked if that didn't get brought over as well by default. So that would explain the higher damage I've been getting on a lot of those running R1 or running R2 jumps. I should use this two-handed more. Claws. Shocking. Let's wait for the bleed buff. Hi, friend. I'll take it. Fine, I'll heal, if that makes you happy. The buff didn't apply anyway, so... Hello, lag. The amount of hyper armor that has. Honestly, I don't like what they did with claws. They gave that attack an insane amount of hyper armor. I was using claws and the Onikiri and Ubidachi the other day. They both have the same amount of hyper armor on that exact same attack, for the record. I hyper armored through someone's swing from a great hammer. That doesn't make sense for the weapons that I'm using, first off. For any attack to be able to do that. And second, the little push that it does when they jump into you, that push, that causes bleed as well. So it causes the bleed to build up. And I complained about that in the previous video, how it causes bleed buildup on that initial push. The weapons aren't hitting you. The weapons are not making contact with you on that portion of the attack. It shouldn't cause bleed on that, and then again, when the weapons actually make contact. It just doesn't make sense. You know? If the weapons are what causes bleed and not your body lunging into them, I mean, just saying. It doesn't make sense. It makes the bleed build up a little bit too quickly. I'm not overly fond of that fact. Just my opinion on the matter. Hello, friend. Hello, Reach. Oh, the delay. Wow. That damage. Wow. That did a ton. How did that happen? I realized I was moving, so I should have been weaker to thrusting attacks. So if that was a thrust, I would understand, but that was just a regular R1. How does that work? Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. So yeah, the Ghru Spear, it's okay. It's nothing terribly special. Damage-wise, it's pretty good. Other than that, though, causes some slight poison. It's got the charge skill, so that can bleed up a little more quickly. That said, charge skills can be very easily parried, so used with discretion. I wanted a regular R1, not a backstab attempt. Ooh, good one. I got a counter on it, so it makes up for the fact I got hit. Really? Really, game? That's gonna get me? Ooh. He could have gotten a backstab easily on that. Should have delayed just a second more. That was a close call. He rolled at just the right angle for it to not hit me. Alright, let's switch, not that. Let's switch this back to our Ring of Favor. Just so we can have a tad bit more health. A tad bit more endurance and all the fun stuff that goes with it. Just to be a little bit more stable. So yeah, moveset wise, it's Winged Spear, which is good. Lengthwise, it's actually, I think, a little longer than the Winged Spear. Let's just take a quick look at that. Yeah, just a stretch longer. Damage-wise, the Winged Spear does win out slightly. Ever so slightly. So really, for the lower slight bit of damage, I'd say it's worthwhile. Holy recovery frames. It's like he canceled out of the recovery on that one or something. Really? Distancing? Oh, lag. Oh yeah, I fought you earlier. You were laggy then too. There we go. That slight bit of lag he has is a little bit annoying. Makes the claws a bit more dangerous too, just because they're fast weapons as is. Lag with any fast weapon will hurt, to say the very least. So, I think we handled that well enough. We were able to keep our distance from him despite the lag. We were able to nail a couple good hits despite the lag. It worked out well enough. Can't complain. Alright. So... never mind. He's already close by. Hi, friend. Poison on that, huh? What? Did you just hyper armor through a kick? Rude. I'm not about that. Come here, friend. You tried to heal. I don't approve of that. I saw that sneaky healing attempt. No call for that. Just because you got parried, that's not necessary. Alright, so, I was going to say something. And it's gone. It's completely gone. Oh yeah, I was going to check on the weight of the weapons. So, slightly less damage for slightly less weight. 0.5 weight. That's a fair bit, though, in all honesty. That's a fair bit. Huh. Yeah. Overall, I like this thing. It weighs slightly less, it deals ever so slightly less damage, but it has poison, and that will make up for it, especially if you use a rotten pine resin on it. Because then you're pretty much guaranteed to get the poison to actually kick, and that does mitigate the damage lost. I like that. I approve. Now what do you have? The twin sword, I do believe. I was trying to kick that whole time, my god. Turtle poke. And that's why you use charge attacks with discretion, because now I'm going to get dead in one go. Bit of a shame, in all honesty. He wanted the parry so badly. And that's the danger of charge attacks. I was honestly hoping he'd get that. That way you guys could see. A lot of people say the charge is good, blah blah blah, it does so much damage, it does this, that, and the other thing, it stuns people for so many hits, so on and so forth, blah blah blah. It's really easy to punish. Like, it's really, really easy to punish. As you guys just saw. And with the Hornet Ring being as effective as it is, and with there being so many weapons in the game that can one-shot someone, like, I don't have a low amount of health. Yes, there was a slight tick of health that I was down, but it was only about 100 damage down. He still did 1400 damage with that. And that was a really easy thing to punish. The charge skill, if they're one-handing, if they have a shield out, if they have anything that can parry out, don't go for it. It'll be a bad time. But that's enough of that. I've gone on about that long enough, I think. Hello. What sword is that you're using? Hello, Stunlock. That Stunlock was incredibly stupid. I don't know why I wasn't able to roll out of that after the second swing. Like, my character, like, shuffled a little. I shuffled a tad, but I couldn't roll, and shuffling was all that could be done. Very strange. I've had an issue with that recently. It happens more and more often, I'm thinking. I don't know if it's the controller or if it's something that's just happening after this patch, but I've noticed it happening more recently than it used to. So, not quite sure what's going on. It could possibly be my controller saying, okay, screw you, I'm done, get a new one. That is a possibility. Other than that, I'm not quite sure. Well, that's a cute little great shield you got right there. And is that a broadsword that you're using? That's a broadsword you're using. Props for that. Okay. Charged a little too long. He had 1 health left. The charge is good for one thing, and that's getting a kill with a trade. It has a lot of hyper armor. That's why I didn't hesitate once I saw him start to go for a jumping attack. Once he started to go for that, I knew that I would have enough hyper armor to make it clear through. Alright, so let's look at weapons for next time. It's about that time in the video. So next time we are going to be using a great hammer. It's going to be the Dragon Tooth. Just because I was supposed to use it a couple times ago, but I didn't have enough of an ability to use it due to the weight. And because of that, I'll have to pick out a very light weapon to go with it. My face itches. Hold on. Ooh, I thought I charged. Okay. Yay, one-shots. I thought I was charging that long enough. I expected him to go for the timing of a rolling R1, not a rolling R2. I thought the slight charge that I put on it would have been enough. So that's twice today I've been one shot. Always fun. The startup for that parry gets me every time. Hey, that's my name. That's a bit of a shame that I got parried. I wish one-shots were not in the game. Pretty much most people do. At least one-shots from being parried. Like, yes, there should be a punishment for it, but the damage that it does due to the Hornet Ring, it's silly amounts of damage. There'd be some merit to having the Hornet Ring in game, and as powerful as it is, if you had only 2 ring slots, I'd be more, willing to accept it if that were the case. Where are you going? Thank you, backstab attempt. Hooray for proper distancing and spacing. And timing. And all those good things. So if we're using the Dragon Tooth next time, let's just do a little bit of calculating super quick. Where's the Dragon Tooth? I'm blind. It's around here somewhere. There it is. So we would use that plus Havel's Ring. And that's too heavy as is. So we switch to this, which means we have to be super light. As in, like, 1 unit light. 0.5 units light. Oh god. Does that mean Dark Hand? That means Dark Hand. And that's the plan. Dragon Tooth and Dark Hand next time, guys. I think everything's right now. Yeah, we look good. You buff, I buff. Jeez. If you just want to keep going at it, I'll keep going at it. I'll win those trades. My weapon has 530 attack rating. Well, something like that. No, not quite. Wait, was I using that with this off? Oh no, this was one I changed. That's my name, sir. There can only be one. Oh, Dragon Tooth and Dark Hand. That's going to be interesting. That'll be a good one, I think. Can I two-hand that? No? Now the question is, do I want to use Dark Hand in my left hand or my right hand? Because the shield's all well and good. I mean, pretty decent across the board with defenses. Stability, 30 is kind of lacking. The big deal is the grab, though. Hello, friend. I see Cestus. And something else. What? I grabbed the wrong one. That makes more sense. Oh, it does have a bastard sword swing. That's cool. That's good to know. Alright, good talk, guys. Now there's only one. I'm the champion, my friends. And we will not keep on fighting to the end because this is in fact the end. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all next time.